Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your reading and welcome to the beginning of Taurus season. If you're listening to this video when it's originally posted, let's get right into it, Taurus, because a couple of interesting things have happened during this reading. One, which hasn't happened to me in a while, which is I channeled a song while I was sitting here pulling the cards, preparing for this reading. And that song was Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie, specifically the part in the chorus where she's saying, "And I'm gonna miss you like a child misses their blanket, but I've got to get a move on with my life." That was the part that came up first. And then another thing is, this is actually my second attempt at recording this reading because the first time I noticed the energy was getting a little, I was getting swept away in it. So I just need to take a step back to reorient myself. But this energy that you're moving through, Taurus, I'm seeing how like easily it is for you to get swept up in it. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it, Taurus. I'm seeing that right now because you recently will have had some type of realization. I think this is something that has been on your mind for some time, but something recently has happened where now we're finally ready to actually do the thing, whatever it is, this higher calling, this vision that you have. And I think this is going to manifest in a few different ways, but it's like whatever it is that you are moving towards, naturally other areas of your life are going to change as a result of pursuing this. But whatever this higher calling is, right? Now that there's no more ignoring it, Taurus, I'm seeing that either right now or you are about to enter into a kind of hermit phase where this is more being in that kind of very like focused Taurus zone where you're so focused that you are more doing things by yourself just because you are so focused on what it is that you're working on, that is something that requires 110% of your attention and your dedication, and you want to give it that level of dedication, right? I'm seeing this mostly in the realm of like creative artistic expression. There is a relationship here that we're talking about eventually. I see like in the subconscious and past influence. There is a past connection here that is influencing a lot of this, and we will get into that in just a second. But when it comes to the expression of the self, what I'm getting is like if you are the type of person who maybe you're surrounded by a lot of people that would call themselves like traditional or conservative in some way, right? Like your artistic expression, even if this is just I don't know, there's something that you're holding back that you want to express. This doesn't have to be actual verbal communication. It can be like something that you want to do with your life. Like there's a career path that you want to take that you feel discouraged. Whatever it is, right? This is in a lot of ways, but again, am getting mostly like in art. This is impeding your ability to show up in other ways. This is like if you've been really frustrated lately, or you feel like you've had a short fuse lately, you're not able to like be as empathetic or like present for friends type of a thing. This is like because you are holding in so much of what needs to be expressed, it is affecting like other areas of your life. You know what I mean? Um, and that feeling like you can't express yourself is making you a kind of bitter isn't the word that I want to use, but it's like it's cold. There's a little bit of a coldness maybe that you feel or catching yourself in at times. Do you know what I mean? Um the subconscious influence I'm seeing, there has been, excuse me, a push recently in attempts to, I'm seeing closure, like more so like wanting to fully understand why a connection did not work out, why something had to be let go of and like moved on from, because there was something very important here that was to be learned. And the lesson here that I'm getting is like that there's no need to kind of fight for a spot. There's no need to like try to elbow your way into it's interesting because the visual that I'm getting is like a group of people, but I'm seeing more like you're kind of like if you're in a concert and you're trying to get like to the very front. There's no need to fight to be seen. There's no need to like by anybody. If someone isn't making the space for you, there's no need to kind of feel like you have to compete. Maybe you had feel like you had to compete with like a friend group, even like in a romantic connection. Like maybe someone was more dedicated or paid more attention to their friends, or like would make special time to hang out with their friends, but didn't you? That kind of a thing, that kind of a visual. Anyway, this is like you don't have to fight for your spot anywhere. There is a place where you belong. And I think for a long time, either this relationship or this group of people. Even maybe this is more talking about just a friend group that you felt like you were kind of the odd man out. This isn't that. And I'm seeing in the past, maybe there was actually an attempt to reconcile this. There was an attempt to kind of start again with this group of people or in this romantic connection that did not go well. I'm seeing that this just resulted in a lot of there's a lot of mental conflict that happened here as a result of this. There's a lot of going back and forth, a lot of hoping that it could be something new, kind of a thing. This is like people that haven't really done any work to change, kind of just coming back after time has passed and being like, well, it'll be something different, but it's not different because the people in the relationship aren't different. Do you know what I mean? This feels like also almost kind of like um going back hoping that you'll make yourself feel better about the thing by like doing it again. I don't know how to explain. There's like something in this relationship was just not going well. If it was infidelity or something like that, but it's like there was an attempt to kind of redo that because it would be hopefully better around the second time, but it just was not. It was not because it had already, kind of played. It had already. It's so odd because even the way that I want to describe it is like the way that it was supposed to play out was like how it happened, but there was a real desire for it to go a different way. Like this is someone that was convinced that it wasn't supposed to be this way, but it was. I think because of the revisiting, there was a harsher ending. That's what I'm seeing. I was like, what is the connection here? Can I get one more on this past influence, please? And thank you. Yeah, it just seems like there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of, non-committal energy here in this past connection, a lot of games, um, that kind of energy. But this feels like immaturity, like in an emotional sense, but it also feels like just like age wise, like this is someone from the past when you were like just young, that you guys maybe didn't have the skills, you know what I mean, to be in a relationship. Like that's something that you have to learn. Usually children are not good at being in relationships with one another. So maybe this is that. You went back years later thinking that, there had been some maturing that happened, but ultimately there was just incompatibility here. That kind of energy is really what I'm getting here, Taurus. And so it's like if you're still kind of reckoning with that, that energy is like siphoning so much of the kind of focus and the drive that you need to be applying to whatever this higher calling that you feel you have is. There's just a lot of mental energy going towards like replaying whatever this connection was, or connections, if this was like a friend group. This just feels like someone in mourning, kind of, you know what I mean, mourning friendships or relationships that they feel like, with hindsight or whatever, they would have handled differently, kind of a deal. And that's okay, Taurus, but beating yourself up over the past is not helpful at all. And again, it's taking so much of your attention away from what it is that you need to do. I think for some of you, there's a realization kind of coming up that may help you take what has happened in the past and like, use it to fuel your vision and a real desire. Like you have a real desire to live in a different way based on those kinds of past experiences and show up in a different way as a result of those past experiences. In your incoming energy, I am seeing a couple of things. One is that there is some type of masculine figure that I believe is someone that will help you a lot when it comes to like whatever this direction is, this higher vision that you have. This is someone that is kind of established in that area. This is like if you're wanting to, these are just the weird examples I'm being like, if you're wanting to go to the gym, like this is someone that um like does physical fitness, but like not in a traditional way, and they like introduce you to some kind of health regimen that is like really helpful and inspiring to you. or something like that. Or whatever it is, like there's something that you want to become is more what I'm getting. There's something that you want to do, something that you want to create. I feel like it more has to do with the self than anything. But again, this feels like whatever it is that you want to do is just like tied to your identity. So it could be more in that realm. But anyway, this is just like whatever you want to do, you will find someone that is established in that, a leader, someone who is well respected, that knows what they're doing, that can like help you in that way. And I think they will provide you with an opportunity to progress in some way that I think is very helpful to you. The thing that I want to note, Taurus, right now, especially because you were represented by the Hermit in this reading, is that this incoming energy is much more communal. It does talk about coming out of that resting period. You, Taurus, can be a little stubborn with how that looks. So if you have an idea about how what it is that you want to accomplish has to be accomplished, I need you to let that go. I need you to be a little more loose, a little more free flowing, which I know is hard for us fixed signs. It's difficult. But this is like a spontaneous kind of invitation that you would probably be like, I was planning on hanging out with myself this evening and like taking a bath and eating some food. But like you need to go out and you need to socialize and you need to do this thing, because what it is that you want to create does involve other people, right, at some point, Taurus. So I think that you will benefit greatly from kind of doing things that maybe are a little outside of like your comfort zone or what is normal for you. Okay, just take the chance, take the risk, and I think you will be grateful that you did. All right, let's get an oracle out for you guys. While I get an oracle for you, I'm doing the zodiac signs again. If you haven't noticed, for the start of Taurus season, we're doing 2 a day. So we're starting today on Monday, and all 12 will be out on Saturday. If you know your sun, moon, and rising and want to check out the other readings to see what's going on. All right. Oh, we got number 1. Yay, number 1. Taurus. Let's see what it has to say. It says, love who you are. It's a beautiful picture of a butterfly on it. It says, fall in love with you. Spend quality time with your most intimate self. Ask your heart what makes her happy, free, alive, radiant, and honor what you hear. Ask your mind what brings her burden, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and respect what she tells you. Act in service to your deepest truth. Don't fall in love with your potential. Fall in love with all of you, deep in the fierce hot flames of your reality. This is where you get your shine, daring to love all that has made you who you are today, owning it, claiming it, celebrating what you have become right here, right now. All right, Taurus, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that it helped. If it did and you want to let me know, feel free to drop a like or a comment. I really do love hearing from you guys, and it helps me out a ton. If you want to be notified next time I post a video, go ahead and subscribe, and you can hit the little notification bell, and it'll let you know. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.